We saw in the last video how to use the harmony module to have Nectar 3 generate some harmony notes based on the incoming audio. In this video, we're going to look at how to have harmony notes generated by incoming MIDI. So I'm going to start by playing you this vocal phrase just to remind you what it sounds like. And right now there's nothing on it.
Some things don't go as we plan.
So I want to create harmonies on those last few notes. So this is the audio vocal track. I'm going to mute it. And what I'm going to do is create a new instrument track. I'm going to hit this new tracks button and just call up a generic software instrument track. And here from the instrument menu, I'm going to call up an audio unit MIDI controlled effects version of Nectar 3. So in the isotope menu, there's Nectar 3 and there's my MIDI version. So let's just move this out of the way for the moment. Right now, this is muted. We're not going to be hearing any audio from there, but on the instance of Nectar here, I'm going to set this sidechain input to listen to this audio track. So from this sidechain menu, I'm going to go down to Vox Scott 1. So now when I hit play, we're going to hear the vocal not coming through this track, but through the return of Nectar on this one.
Some things don't go as we plan.
Sounds a bit dry. Let's add a bit of reverb in.
Some things don't go as we plan.
Great. So we're going to be working in this MIDI controlled instance. Now I'm going to start by setting my key and scale to what I want to work in. And I know that it's D sharp minor. And I'm going to now create a harmony module here. So the set scale is already taken care of. What I'm going to do now is use this enable MIDI button so that it's now going to respond to incoming MIDI. And if you're not sure how to set this up in your DAW, click on the question mark icon and you'll get step-by-step instructions based on the DAW that Nectar is loaded into. Right now we're working in Logic Pro X and I'll show it to you in Pro Tools in a moment. So when enable MIDI is on, you'll see that these unisons now change to numbers 7 and 8. And as I click new nodes, they have numbers, and this refers to incoming MIDI notes. This will respond to the third note, the fourth note, etc. I'm just going to select all those and delete them, and we're left with the defaults. But now I click a new one, and it'll say 1. So it's going to respond to the pitch of the first incoming MIDI note I play. I'm going to click another one, and that says 2. And of course, they'll go up sequentially. So when I hit a note on my keyboard now, you won't hear anything because there's no sound being generated, but you'll see the 1 flashing. And when I hit it 2 notes together, you see 1 and 2. So it's going to respond to those. So with all this ready, let's back this up and I'm going to hit record and record some MIDI notes in.
It brings back all those sweet memories. Some things don't go as we plan. But I hope.
So there are my MIDI notes, and if we look in the graphic editor, we'll see, just hide Nectar, we'll see those are the notes that I played, and I'll bring it back, and we'll play this region back, and we'll see in here the harmony notes generated.
Don't go as we plan.
And maybe I need to put a bit more of the pitch correction on, and let's go in here and enable the pitch correction, and it should sound a bit nicer.
We plan.
Let's take a look at how we do this now in Pro Tools. Here I've got a vocal track in Pro Tools, and I've got Nectar set up on it, and I've got a vocal assistant based setting here that I've tweaked a little bit, and let's just listen to this vocal phrase we're going to work with.
Well, December's come and gone so fast this year, and this apartment is my souvenir, I guess.
And you can see that I've set the key and scale to E major. So in Pro Tools, what we need to do is leave Nectar on the actual audio track, and I'm going to create a new MIDI track. And from the new tracks dialog box, I'm going to call up MIDI track, and there it is right underneath. And in the input and output section, in the output field, we're going to see Nectar 3 available there simply because it's already instantiated on the audio track. And I'm just going to choose MIDI channel 1. So now all I need to do is record, enable it, and record. So let's set up our harmony module. And I'm going to go to enable MIDI. And again, there are the Pro Tools specific instructions. And again, the default nodes start at 3 and 4. So I'm going to delete those and then create a couple of nodes so that when I hit my MIDI keyboard, let me record enable here. There's the first node, and there's the two of them getting triggered. So I'm going to just basically record and play in my MIDI part. So I'm just going to close this so we can see the recording happening.
Well, December's come and gone so fast this year, and this apartment is my souvenir, I guess.
And there we go. There are the MIDI notes. We can see them there, and we can play it back.
Well, December's come and gone so fast this year, and this apartment is my souvenir, I guess.
It's that simple. I'll see you for more in the next video.